Hello my friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie, this is Jackie Does Keto, and I've got for you today a egg fast donut recipe that I talked about in my meal prep video at the weekend. I did an egg fast meal prep video, and this video is also going to be part of the same playlist. So at the end of this video, if you want to go check out that playlist, I'll try to remember to link that in the bottom of this description. So one of the things I made on Sunday were donuts, and I didn't really share the recipe too much because I knew it might be a little bit controversial because of the ingredients. So with egg fast, the idea is to have egg and fat as your primary sources of food, which will give you a very low carb period of time with a very high percentage of fat. And the general guidelines for an egg fast are quite strict. So people say that you mostly have eggs, salt and pepper, fat, and a few herbs, but that's pretty much it. But I came across a recipe that was part of egg fast that had an extra couple of ingredients, so I didn't intentionally share it on Sunday because people got a little bit upset by it. But you guys have really overwhelmed me by asking for the recipe, which I will share with you. So it again has eggs in there as well, but it also has protein powder, a low carb protein powder, and it gives you the opportunity to make something a little bit more substantial than something just egg. Now these are the donuts I've made today, the fresh ones I've made today. The other ones I made were plain, but I've frosted some of these guys, and I've also put some cinnamon on the others, some butter and cinnamon. Do they taste like proper donuts? Well, not really, because they're not fried in a lovely donut shop, and they don't, they're not going through that experience. They've been baked in the oven. To me, they are a bit more cakey. And it sounds very specific, but you know the texture, if you've ever eaten an upside down pineapple cake, it's quite moist. It has that same moistness. It's not horrid, but it just doesn't quite taste as donut-y as a donut, so you need to be prepared for that, but it is definitely more cakey. Obviously the advantages are you can make it at home. You'll need obviously eggs, cream cheese, a protein powder, or there's a low carb version, and some baking powder, and that's pretty much it. And if you want to keep them plain, you can, or you can dress them up the way that I have. I'm going to show you how I made those. Let me know what you think. I know a lot of people are not going to be happy about me saying to use baking powder and a protein powder that is keto friendly. Mine's very low. Mine's MCT based, so it is a source of fat in the actual powder itself. So do check your brands, and mine per scoop for what I would use in this recipe only had 1 carb in it. So check your protein powders to see if they will fit. They will spit out a plain donut or cake nut, whatever you want to call them, for about 0.7 carbs. So it can be something you can fit into an egg fast, or you can also just have it as part of your keto plan. If you're wanting to have a little pudding that you can make at home in about 20 minutes. It takes about 15 minutes in the oven and about 5 minutes to mix everything up. And these are the ingredients for the egg fast keto donuts. So these things here are most happily okay on most egg fast plans. So you obviously got your 2 eggs for this, and this will make 6 donuts. This is actually technically a bagel mold, but I use it for fake donuts. You could use you haven't got to use this, you could use something, you could use like a pie pan if you want to make it into a cake. Like I said, I do feel this is actually more of a cakey texture, so you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but this will get you 6, and it'll fill it to about half of each one in this, and it will rise. So I will use this. You might want to invest in a couple of these if you are going to get one, but look for bagel mold. Silicone particularly is helpful. Bagel or donut mold if you're looking for one of those. And basically what you do, you get your 2 eggs and into a bowl. You're adding 60 grams of cream cheese, about a 1/4 cup of erythritol or your whatever powder equivalent that you like. You want to put some flavours in there as well. The recipe did originally say vanilla, but you could do whatever you like. I actually have some a whole ton of these little things I got from eBay. I think they were like 8 of them for £4 or £5 delivered. They were very small. Last time I made this, I actually used the donut flavour. I actually have a donut flavoured one. I've had it for about a year, coincidentally. I never really got to use it. But for this batch, instead of using vanilla, I'm going to be using banoffee pie. I thought that might be interesting. And it also recommends a few drops of stevia as well. And the only one I've got is chocolate. So chocolate banoffee pie flavoured donuts is what's going to happen with these. The other ingredients, which some people, if you're doing an egg fast, will say no to, is a very basic keto friendly protein whey. I happen to have this already at half used, and I've got this one. And you also want a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. That's not too frowned upon, I don't think, but it is there as well. Now, the macros in this will change depending on the brand of cream cheese you use and the whey powder. This one is the only one I've really got that I want to use up. Per portion, per scoop, is only a carb anyway. So if you are looking at your whey powders, just find the lowest one you can. Particularly if you're on an egg fast. If you're just having these for keto, obviously just get a keto friendly one, and it should be, you know, works out okay. So I mean, by adding this in for the 1 scoop across 6 donuts, a carb, obviously you can see the macros are going to be very, very tiny. The principle of egg fast is not specifically only to stick to eggs and fats, it's to have a low carb diet on a daily basis. And for me, I'm not too fanatical about it. If I can keep the carbs low by having a little bit of something like this, I'm okay with it. But you may want to stick to being very strict. But I've had no bad issues by using this in my egg fast. Let me tell you that my results have been positive, so I'm pretty happy. So I will use 1 scoop of this guy in there. Obviously it's vanilla flavour, so I'm going to have vanilla, chocolate and banoffee in mine. But if you use something like strawberry or a chocolate powder, just look at those carbs and see how you're comfortable with. So you'd have your 2 eggs, 60 grams of cream cheese, 1/4 cup of erythritol, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and just 1 scoop of your keto friendly whey. I'm going to mix it all up and in my pan with a whisker, and then divide it up into 6 and then pop it in the oven for I have to keep an eye on it. I think before it took about 10 to 15 minutes till it just starts to go golden, the same way a nice cake would go golden. And it has on 190 degrees or gas mark 5. So I'm going to get this mixed up and put in the oven. And there they are, all ready to go in the oven. So you get a little gap at the top, but these will rise slightly. They will puff back down again when you take them out of the oven, but they'll still be a decent size. And as you can see, these guys they have sunk back down a little bit, but that's fine. It's still a good couple of mouthfuls of cakey donut goodness. I forgot to mention the primary ingredient in this is actually MCT. It is an MCT based protein powder. So again, look at the ingredients you've got there as well, because obviously this is supposed to be a egg and high fat. That is what egg fasts are for. So this is not overly high in fat, but it is definitely a sweet treat. So, and it's low in carbs. So as these are naked as the day that they were baked, these have got about 0.7 carbs in there, and there's erythritol in there, there's flavouring in there, or whatever you choose to flavour them with. So they're absolutely delicious as they are, and I ate them just like that, absolutely fine. But I've also got some extras on here which you might find tasty and delicious. I've made a little mixture here. Now on egg fast you can have cheese and sweetener, so I've made a cream cheese and sweetener blend there, and I put also some more drops of that banoffee pie flavouring in there, and also a bit of that chocolate stevia as well. But obviously it depends on what flavour you're going for and what you want to have. You could keep it nice and plain. You'd have chocolate donuts, you could do anything you like on there. So I'm going to just put a little bit of cream cheese on some of these. And I've also got here a little bowl of melted butter. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a melted butter, do a little flip and put them in a mixture here. And this is erythritol and cinnamon. So these are going to be cinnamon flavoured donuts. And even, obviously there's no carbs in there to speak of. Even with this cream cheese is maybe like 2 tablespoons. I'm going to do it over 3 of them, I think. That you're looking at from going from 0.7 up to maybe 1 per one. So if you're making a batch for your week of egg fast, or you're not egg fast, you just want to have them for a sweet treat, they're not going to break the bank, I don't think, of your carb limit. So I'm going to get these ones all prepped up, and I'll show you guys what they look like. And there you go. They are my egg fast-ish keto friendly donuts. So see, as I say, not naked as they are would be 0.7. The butter and the cinnamon I'm not even going to bother counting, so they would still be 0.7. With that frosting, there's a bit too much frosting there really for what I use, so you'd probably need a little bit less. It was pretty looking at maybe a carb each, and again around about 100 calories, 110 calories for those. So yeah, it's your choice if you think that these are going to be suitable for you though. But I hope if you do try them, let me know. If I didn't mention it, it took about 15 minutes in the oven, but keep checking every few minutes because everyone's oven varies, just so they get nice and golden. And enjoy. I will probably have one of each when I do an egg fast. as a little one, as a mid-morning treat and a mid-afternoon treat. But let me know if you make these. Let me know below what you think. What would you do with them? What flavours would you make them? Talk to me about flavours. It'd be exciting. I did think about this as well. I've got some of this syrup. Each teaspoon is 1/4 of a carb, so you could drizzle some syrup on there, or some of these you could put a drizzle on there of some of these syrups. So these are the runnier ones, but you can obviously get thicker ones, which really are nice and thick and dribbly. And again, I think they are carb free, so you could probably do a little drizzle on top, maybe some caramel, something like that. But let me know what you do below. I'll also leave all this in the description box for you. If you like it, drop a thumbs up. If you didn't, do a thumbs down. If you want to argue and tell me about myself that these are not egg fast friendly, again, that's absolutely fine. Let me know below. And I will see you guys in the next video.